Excellencies, dear colleagues, dear guests, dear students, it's really, for me personally, it's a really great pleasure and great honor to start every year here in January in Palais des Nations with this fantastic meeting of young people, not only from our local community, but from schools from around the world, who come here to learn about the United Nations, but also to give us your ideas, to provide us with your inspiration, with your vision, and really to bring so much energy and so much youthful passion, which is really very important for the work of the United Nations. You know that in this room, practically every day, we have very important meetings of Human Rights Council, of its bodies, many, many other activities. But I am really honored that today we have you with your vision for the future, and we are here to discuss what we can do together. This year, 2025, is a very special year for the United Nations. We celebrate the 80th anniversary of establishment of the United Nations in 1945. Of course, the world now is completely different from 1945. At that time, for example, we had just 51 founding member states of the United Nations. Now we have 193 member states. We have 2 states as observers. And of course, the world is different. The challenges are also different. We have now many more challenges to address, including the climate change, including growing inequalities. We have to think how to preserve the peace and how to create possibilities for economic and social development, but sustainable economic and social development in order to preserve the world for the future generations. So we have many, many challenges, but we're absolutely sure that the values of the United Nations, the principles of the United Nations, the articles of the Charter of the United Nations are as relevant now as they were 80 years ago. And we're also very happy that last year, during the General Assembly, all the member states have adopted the Pact for the Future. It's really a document which is opening the possibility of changing the governing structures of the multilateral system. As our Secretary General Antonio Guterres often repeats, you can't create the future for our grandchildren with the organization built by our grandfathers. We need to change. We need to be preparing multilateral system for the challenges not only of today, but tomorrow. And of course, it's only with you, young people, we can do this. That's why this meeting is so important. Today and the coming next days, you will use all your experience you used over several months preparing this meeting. You will work here like many your elder colleagues are working. And by the way, I am absolutely sure that those students who participated in the first edition of FerMUN 15 years ago might be already working in these rooms already, representing their countries, representing international organizations. And why? Because they really received the taste of and the understanding of the importance of the multilateral system during these FerMUN sessions several years ago. I'm sure many of you will choose the career in multilateralism. And it doesn't have to be a just governmental career, it can be public sector, it can be non-governmental organization, whatever you desire. So we're here to learn from you. But of course, you are here to learn from each other. And it's very important when you are here around the tables trying to find the solution to understand how to listen to each other, how it's important to understand that, of course, we share the same values, we share the same principles, but at the same time, we have our national identities, we have our national heritages, and it's very important to understand each other, to listen to each other, and to find a solution which will benefit all of us. Thank you once again for this great initiative. Welcome to the Palais des Nations.